Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Road to Glory here with Derby. We are ready to take on Wolves in a must win game for us. You can see that they are sitting second, we are sitting 8th, and we've got a new camera position. We're using the GoPro, but now it is mounted to the top of the monitor. So if you enjoy this view, make sure you smash a thumbs up. We are also live on Twitch, so you might see some comments over somewhere over there, wherever my mic is not getting smashed at the moment. So make sure you come over to twitch.tv/Paulie29, and there are some messages. As you can see, Dim is in the chat at the moment. So big things, competitions. We are sitting in 8th position on 10 points. We are doing what we need to do at the moment in order to stay up at the moment. Some interesting results, and I've been doing whatever I do because I suck at this game. And you can see to the right that I've used a few different shapes, but what you can see is 1-0 win against Brentford, which was massive. Then we got a 1-0 loss to a Sadio Mane goal against Liverpool at Anfield. We then beat Bolton. We then went and beat Spurs with an 82nd minute penalty by Brenner. We then lost 4-1 to Southampton. And what I realised was the diamond and the narrow stuff against Southampton, we really got damn, like it happened in the first half. We looked 37 minutes in, we were down 3-0. I'm like, we got to make a change here. So I flicked it into the 5-back shape. Since then, we got a 3-3 draw with Man City, which we almost threw away. We're 1-0 up. Oh, sorry, we're 2-0 up, and then, no, what were we? 2-1 up, sorry. And then they went and got 2 goals late, a penalty and a 92nd minute Alvarez goal. But Dagba at the back stick grabbed us an equaliser so that we could get a draw. Then we drew with West Ham, and we were down to 10 men for a lot of that game. Managed to win on penalties, which was massive. And then we've just gone and beaten Crystal Palace, where Orellano scored in the 1st minute, Kamara in the 21st, Zaha scored in the 54th, and Omar Richards, who's someone I've been looking at signing potentially as a fullback option for us, or a wing-back option, got himself sent off, which was kind of ironic. But this stretch of games here is going to be very difficult. Wolves, we know, are second. Arsenal are in the 4. Villa and Leicester have spent lots of money. And Man City are Man City. And I would have liked the cup run, so it might not be in the Carabao Cup this season. But I'm sure you guys are wanting to know, what is the shape you've been using, Paulie? How have you turned it around? And this is the shape. Let's go and just select the best available. Brenner's going to go down into the shadow striker so that we can use either Kamara. Where's Kamara? Is he even in the squad? Where is he? There he is. We like Kamara. He's a good boy. He can come into the squad for Traore. Kamara starts up front. Where's Orellano? So that's sort of our front 3 at the moment. It's Kamara, Brenner, Orellano. And then we're using Xerxes off the bench. He can kind of play either shadow striker or he can play up front. Probably actually going to start Xerxes here over Kamara, but again, it's much of a muchness. Sokolov can play the attacking midfielder role. And then we've got Jankovic, who can kind of play all 4 of those roles. Dagba at the back. Pabega is going to come in for Bird. We've got Busquets, Pabega, Zamora, Sotalo, Sturgeon, and Canna. Canna's going in as the libero with Sturgeon and Sotalo as the 2 main ball players there. Then we need probably an extra centre-back on the bench. We've got Farazi here. We've got Dagba and Herrera. Herrera, unfortunately, misses out, but this is the squad that we're going to use to take on Wolves. I've gone and brought in Harwood Bellis on loan as well as another centre-back option. You might be saying, Paul, why have you got so many centre-back options here at the moment? The main reason is because his contract's expiring at the end of the season. If we can get Taylor Harwood Bellis in on a free at the end of this period as a ball-playing defender in this shape in particular, we know he has the big potential to grow. So he's already good enough to play for us. So if we can get him for a free, then Bob's your uncle. So I'd say the only position we're really lacking someone's probably this left wing-back position. But end of the day, it's one spot. We've got Buchanan if we do need him, but then we're probably using Eberseli. So it's not the end of the world if we get an injury, but it's probably the one spot where I look at the team and I go, yeah, we don't have a world-class option out at left back. But here we go. We're playing at Molineux. Can we find a result? We've looked pretty good in this shape so far, but Wolves are obviously flying. Aston Villa are flying as well, who will play on this stream here. But get your score predictions in as well, and let me know in the comments what you think the score is going to be from this game. But once again, new setup, hopefully not new results, because we want to do well. Dim reckons a 3-2 dub. Wolves do play good football, and they are doing a really good job in this save, playing in the 4-4-2. I've definitely struggled against Wolves in the past, so we definitely want to make sure that we don't lose here. But I do want to try and showcase a bit of the shape here. It does remind me, Dim, a lot of your 4-2-2. That was the box formation, is what we called it. But obviously, instead of the extra striker that you have up front, we're playing with the extra centre-back stepping into midfield, which realistically turns this shape into a bit of a 4-3-3. You can see, we've got Canna here as well as a libero. So in these positions here, he doesn't step into midfield, but you'll see he sort of joins in with the midfield, and then it becomes like we get like a 3 in midfield out of it, as Brenner forces a big save out of Sarr. And JS, I'll quickly get my thoughts on Núñez in the video here. Hopefully, as long as the highlight doesn't kick off, that I think I'm very excited as a Liverpool supporter to see Darwin Núñez play in the famous red of Liverpool. The price does not bother me because I'm not the one spending it. So, end of the day, that's what we're here for. Josh Zirkzee does not reward me for putting him in the starting 11. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. When we've got Kamara waiting, good ball in towards Canna, and here comes Moutinho. This is definitely what I don't want to see. We've got the numbers there though, and this is exactly what we want to see. Can we just make sure that we find a result here? We've had more of the ball, as Dim's already pointed out. We need to make it count though. Zirkzee float a ball into Sturgeon, who may be offside, but that's a great free kick. Hopefully the goal stands for our sake, but what do we see? Are we getting a goal? Do we get on the board? And we do. There we go. We're going to give it one of those. Sturgeon gets his first of the season. That's exactly what we want. And JS, it doesn't matter. Money does not matter at all for me. It's not my money. Who cares? I want to win trophies, and that's the only way you're going to win it. One of the strikers are out there, JS. There's no one else. There's nobody else. Haaland was a release clause as well. That wasn't Dortmund's choice. So that's all that we need to say about the prices of the transfer market. As Menino, who's been this right, doesn't matter what right wing back, we've got Herrera, Dagba, and Menino. We've got very good options out on the right hand side, which I think Dagba can actually play on the left. So if we do need that, we can definitely use it. But Pabega, we know of his quality. Damo loves a bit of Pabega as well. He was very excited when I showed him that signing. But Zamora, Pabega, here we go. Can we just find something? Zamora, this is just, oh, what a ball. Orellano just got a new contract, and that's exactly what we needed to see. We needed that to be going into the back of the net, no, but it's Brenner over the corner, and he can't find anything. So this season so far, guys, we are playing some really good football, which has been great to see. Obviously, unfortunately, I haven't been live or done any episodes over the last few days, so it has been a bit more just of what I've been doing, to be perfectly honest. But the team is looking good. We just need to make sure that we can keep this form consistent over a longer period of time, which is what we need. And I do apologise if the webcam does a bit of glitchy stuff down the bottom here. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I do like the quality of the GoPro more than my old webcam. So I'm hoping that you guys will stick by me over this little bit of time as I play around with settings and try and figure out what's going on with the webcam. It only lasts for 20 seconds, so I'm sure you guys will live. But, or not even 20 seconds, like 2 seconds. But here we go. Time is ticking away. We're in front, and unfortunately, there's not been a whole heap to talk about from this game other than Sturgeon's goal. But let me know what system and what shapes you guys use, and that goes for everyone here in the chat as well. If you've got teams that you want to send us through or saves that you're doing, make sure you're doing that in the Discord. We've got an FM General channel in that Discord as Orellano. Oh, Sarr just managed to tip it onto the post and it stayed out. This is where we just don't want to concede, and Sturgeon gets turned by Ryan Kent, who then hits the post down the other end, which that would have been an absolute dreadful situation if that had resulted in a goal. Let's go. Outstretched arms. I'm pleased with how much we're creating, but I would really love a second goal here by the boys in white. Xerxes, Orellano driving. That is a poor ball. That is a very poor ball. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever, but that ends the highlight at least, and it doesn't allow Wolves to really get in and create something. But this is where we need Wolves now to really start to press us and start trying to look for an equaliser so we can hit them on the break through Xerxes and then Brenner and Orellano, which is what we've been doing really well in this shape. And I've set it up that way. So when we lose the ball, it's probably the first time I'm playing a shape that doesn't counter press because I think if we counter press and then we lose the ball, that's where I've been noticing lots of goals being conceded from, which have been frustrating. So I've got us on regroup as Menino takes a strike. But I've got us on regroup and then counter. So when we do win the ball, we look to go forward quickly. But in positions like that, we're looking to get the midfielders and the fullbacks and whatnot back into shape pretty quickly, which would be what we need to do, because I don't think we're at the level yet where we can counter press everybody and try and be super, super, super aggressive, but we want to be aggressive when we've got the ball. So you should see the shape now here. We're not looking to go win the ball straight away. There we do. Sturgio just nods it forward, but you can see the rest of the shape. We're just getting into that shape now, which is really important because we're obviously making it a bit harder. If teams are going to break us down by playing like this and, you know, getting out wide and whipping crosses in and whatnot, then cool. Like, I can live with conceding there, but I can't live with us trying to press and then them playing through the press and then they're like one-on-one, which was happening quite often. And that's a poor ball from Orellano. Very close to probably getting pulled, but Sturgio does fantastically well. We find Pabega. Brenner hasn't got heaps to play to, but he does find Zamora, who gets a good ball down the line towards Xerxes. And that was some good football there in those wider areas. And I'm looking at Gabby Menino, and I'm thinking it might be time for him to come off for a break. We've got Dagba, who I just want to check, can play left wing back there as a wing back on attack anyway. So if we do need a left back option, we do have Dagba, which is fine and dandy with me. And here we go. Can we just... I think we just need to find a second goal here. If we can find a second goal, then I think we're going to be fine. I just don't like having these one-goal leads because sometimes it just takes one silly mistake or one error from our boys or a moment of magic from Wolves. So when you're looking at Pavon, Kent, Gibbs, White, Neves, Pinamonti, Jimenez, like they've got quality players. Like there's so many good players in this Wolves team. They're second for a reason. And they are playing some better football here in the second half, but they're not able to get on the ball as much as they probably would like. But here we go. Semedo looking for Raul Jimenez. We know the quality that they've got here. We don't want to be facing that quality the whole time. Semedo whips a good ball in. Well done. Orellano, can he find someone's feet? He's looking for Breno, our shadow striker, who doesn't really have heaps here. And do we reset? Can we find a good ball? Busquets, what a ball. Xerxes gets up for the header, but unfortunately cannot put it on target once again, which is very, 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 very frustrating. I want to see Josh Xerxes do really well for us, but I'm still coming to grips with who's that poacher, who's that number 9 that's going to start week in and week out for us. It's probably going to be Josh Xerxes. What does that say there? Orobosa Xerxes. Fair enough, didn't know that was his name. Here we go. Dagba on his bike. Orellano, can he pick the lock? It's Busquets finding Brenner, who's through and needs to do better. Brenner needs to do a lot better there. That is very, very frustrating. But here we go. Can we find the second goal? Can we find a sealer? And it falls to Kent, and somehow he doesn't get on the ball. So I'll take that all day long. I can live with that. As Sturgio, who's actually been really good, and he's the one that's probably thriving the most at the moment with the shape change because he was kind of that third choice centre back. Anyway, as Busquets gives the ball over stupidly, they find Pavon and Semedo. They're going to link up down this right hand side. It's a good ball across, and it's Sturgio once again, the Swiss centre back. Dim would be loving seeing Sturgio doing really well for us here. This is a very long highlight for Wolves. It's Kent who can't find a ball across. It's Aït-Nouri. It's blocked. It's Gibbs White, who we know very well from our days in the championship. We don't want him doing well because we know that's not going to be good for us, as Livakovic needs to do better than that. Kent's onside there. No, he is not. And we've got time here. We haven't made heaps of changes. So Sturge pumps it long. That's a dangerous ball, but he does find Zamora. And here comes Marco Cano. We need to see a bit more from him in those build-ups going forward. But it's Busquets, what a ball, finding Dagba, and we find these spaces really well. We do this a lot where we can pick players out. Xerxes, once again, heading not on point, but he does have good heading in general, but as Damo would say, headering. But here we go. 5 minutes to play. We're going to make 2 changes. We're going to get we're going to get Birdie, our captain, in that box-to-box role. And I reckon we almost might even change. We're going to leave the defense because they look good. Zamora looks gassed completely. And I don't really have anyone. I should probably bringing someone on the bench. So Talo can just go out there and we'll bring Farasi on because we know Farasi's good. He doesn't have a good left foot though, but Sturge does. So we'll just flick them over like that. And here we go. Can we hold on for 5 minutes, please? Actually, I completely forgot that Satalo's an option for us to go. Oriol living up to his last... Whose last name's Oriol? I don't know who you're talking about, but here we go. Can we deal with one more corner? Kent whips it in. Sturge once again. What a beast. He has had a game and a half here with a goal as well. But come on. Here we go. Birdie. Sturge. Good boy. Satalo. Birdie. We find Orellano looking for Brenner. That is poor. That is very, very poor. And we don't want to give Wolves one more chance here. There's still plenty of time for Wolves if they can get an equaliser. Gibbs White. Can we clear? Satalo does very well, but only clears as far as Semedo, who whips a ball looking for 8. Nouri. Oh my God, if he scored that, I would have been well done. Well done, young man. But there's a minute to play. Have we done enough here against Wolves? There surely can't be long. Oh, Busquets. Yep, sorry, you're right. Orellano. Oh, get there, Brenner. Nah, and that is it. The final whistle has blown. We win 1-0 in a game that wasn't as comfortable as I would have liked, but we'll take it all day long. We'll take that result, YouTube. It puts us in and around the European places after 7 games. We are knocking on the door. I'm not expecting a title. I think realistically we want top half of this season after last season. But if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Get in the Discord. Come over to Twitch. All those fun things. All those links are going to be in the description. And we'll see you very, very, very soon for another episode of the Derby Road to Glory here on FM 22.